Hey everyone, as you may have heard this morning, I am heading to Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, as part of a disaster relief team. In fact, I will be leading the disaster relief team there for 1 to 2 weeks, probably 2 weeks. We're going equipped to start mud outing and recovery of flooded properties for people to help them tear out the damaged stuff that needs to be torn out, and then to spray down things that need to be sprayed down to prevent mold from forming. This is dirty, nasty work, but it is stuff that we can really come alongside homeowners and people who are struggling to get back on their feet. So we're going to be working a lot on this. Now, of course, it's a disaster relief zone. Everything is subject to change. We still don't even know where we're going, and it's less than 24 hours from when I'm supposed to leave, and we still don't have a hard, fast location where we're going because things are still developing down there in the field. We could be doing who knows what when we arrive, but we will. Word on the street is that we'll be reinforcing the Alabama disaster relief teams down there, and they have already gotten a foothold. They've already found a location where they set up a base of operation, command and control, that type of thing. Of course, they always do this in partnership with Red Cross, FEMA, and other organizations to set up a base of operations so that they can send out teams from there. Now we're not going to be working on feeding people or housing people. There are other teams focused on that. Apparently the need now is to start getting out there and start helping people be able to move back into their own homes, the ones that are marginally damaged or who may have gotten some floodwaters into the house, and they may have some work that needs to get done so we can spray it down. It may not look pretty at the end of it, but at least they will be able to move back in their home and it be safe, and that's what we're really all about. So I, of course, am working with the Pennsylvania South Jersey Baptist Disaster Relief Organization. We have 800 some trained volunteers across the state. Of course, we pick up South Jersey as well, so I don't know how we got stuck with them, but we love them just the same. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Southern Baptist Disaster Relief, it is 42 state conventions, so Pennsylvania, South Jersey is one state convention. We may be getting some additional volunteers from New York convention, and possibly 1 or 2 volunteers from down south, down in Maryland convention. But across all of the state conventions, we have 1,577 mobile trailer units. And you say, that's a lot. It absolutely is. My church hosts a disaster relief trailer, which you'll be seeing you'll be catching a little glimpse of in the coming day. It looks like my church's trailer will not be actually going. We'll be using a different trailer currently, so that will be still remain pre-positioned there near my church. But 1,577 mobile units. What do those kind of consist of? Well, it consists of 145 mobile kitchens. Now, some of these kitchens are just ridiculous. North Carolina has several kitchens that are full tractor trailers that are custom built out. They have built-in convection ovens into this. It takes a semi to pull the thing. It's ridiculous. It's got hydraulics to unfold like some kind of transformer. I would not be surprised if that is already on site, because North Carolina is usually very proactive and very on the ball with things. They probably have that unit already moved into place. I don't know. I'll see when I get on the ground there. But my state convention has, I believe, 2 kitchen units now. Those are smaller. They can be hauled by a pickup, but they still have multiple convection ovens built into them, and of course propane receptors, so that we can then run. We can cook tens of thousands of meals per day out of even those small mobile kitchens. That big one from North Carolina, it's probably like 50,000+ meals per day out of that thing. It's just crazy. It takes an army of volunteers to run those places. I've worked on those before. I've actually worked on Manna 1, which is the North Carolina unit. I ran the wash pit, cleaning the dishes, and there's quite a few dishes, I assure you. Also, they have 903 chainsaw and mud out trailers. Now, the trailer that we're going to be hauling down to down to eastern Kentucky is going to be a combination chainsaw mud out trailer. Usually you don't need them in conjunction, but sometimes you do to clear a way through roads that have a lot of blowdowns and everything like that. Sometimes you need those chainsaws, but when it comes to flooding, you need the equipment that you need, and we found that we can actually pack the chainsaw equipment as well as flooding equipment onto one unit, so it can be a dual response type unit. And so that's what we'll be taking down there. It's got a trash pump. It's got a generator, of course, lights, battery-powered lights that you can take indoors, and you're not so worried about electrocuting yourself. We got smaller pumps like vacuum pumps, like a vacuum for a garage kind of thing. And of course, all the protective gear that we need to protect ourselves from the mold and also the chemicals that we're using. But they also have 51 command and communications units. These trailers are basically ham radio operated and are capable of running without the cell phone towers being up. Obviously, we prefer to use the cell phone towers and internet if it's available, but if that's not possible, we can go in and set up command and communications units to work in conjunction with military units as well as anyone else who has command and control. Usually, Southern Baptists are the only ones that really have command and control that really works well, except for other than government sources. Also have 177 shower and laundry trailers, and then 300 other specialty trailers, including tankers and other things like that. So when you put all the states' resources together, it becomes quite a formidable army of equipment that we can bring to bear, and 70,000 trained volunteers across the 42 state conventions. So that's what we're seeing kind of starting to descend on eastern Kentucky. I know teams from Kentucky were there day one. And then, of course, the call went out to immediate states around Ohio, Indiana, Virginia. They almost certainly called up North Carolina first things first, too. Tennessee. I know Alabama's been on the scene for a number of days now, too. We got a lot of folks showing up because of the love of God for every single person everywhere, including eastern Kentucky. And if something, heaven forbid, were to happen here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, even for us up here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we are on our way to do that. Now, there have been, from what I've heard, some significant logistical challenges due to roads being out and trying to figure out where to deploy these units and how to house them. And because our volunteer teams need running water, they need power, and we need to have a safe place for them so that they can then go out and do the work they need to do out in the communities to assist people as best they can. So if you have any questions about Southern Baptist disaster relief, I'd be happy to field any questions you have. I know some people have very strong opinions about Southern Baptist part. Now, I'm a Northerner, and I get a little squeamish about the whole Southern part because I am certainly not Southern at all. I love people who are Southern, but I am not. So I'm part of the Pennsylvania Baptist Association, or as we call it, the Baptist Resource Network up here. If you would like to contribute to my deployment and what we're going to be doing firsthand, the videos that you're going to see and pictures that you're going to see, if you want to contribute to those people that we're going to be serving, you can go to the description down below, go to the link there to the Pennsylvania disaster relief. Make sure you type in Kentucky flood. That way, any money that does not get spent on our deployments to Kentucky will go directly to the Kentucky Baptist Association, so they can continue using that for disaster relief there. I understand you don't want to support the repairing of the tires of our units and stuff like that going forward. It's all necessary in order so that at this time we have units that are able to deploy. But I understand if you want your money to go directly to supporting the people that are struggling right now. So there's that. And then also, if you do want to volunteer and you want to get out there, unfortunately, you cannot come with my team. My team is for trained Southern Baptist members of Southern Baptist churches. But there are other organizations out there that you could volunteer with. Please don't just show up and expect to help, and don't just show up with like a truckload of something. That usually is not the most helpful kind of thing and tends to make chaos and jam up roads, and try to hook up with an organization before you get here, get to East Tennessee, and also to just make sure that you kind of understand your role in the machine, because the focus isn't about us as responders or as relief workers, but the focus should be on what the needs of the people are. And as these things unfold, the things that you think that would be the big things like food, usually food and water is covered. Like, I'm just going to say that right out there. Food and water is being delivered to the people. The National Guard has broken out their reserves. The Red Cross has got trucks rolling up. Anyone who needs fed is being fed, as long as they're at least anywhere close to volunteers. If people can get to the volunteers, they can get food and water. That's not the biggest issue right now. People who can't get that where they are being relocated to housing and such like that is off-site. They're being able to go back to their homes during the day and to start working on things, and we're going to hopefully be going with some of these folks to help them get their homes livable so they can move back in. But showing up with just a truckload of something tends to be a bit more burdensome to the organizations that are already actually working there, and you're gonna feel like unwanted. And I don't want you to feel like that. There's so many ways for you to help and so many organizations to get plugged in with. There's organizations that are accepting donations of all sorts of things. You can probably donate a truckload of water, but you probably aren't going to be taking it to Eastern Kentucky. You're probably going to be taking it to a certain place so that organization can then get it to where it needs to go. But the logistics of things are massive, and it takes an army of people to figure out where the needs are. The paperwork is crazy, and I'm going to be getting inducted in that as a blue hat of the Southern Baptists. That means I'm a team leader, and then once somebody gets to be in charge of multiple teams, that's when they start getting a white hat, and that means they're at a higher level trying to coordinate teams together and coordinate strategy of what's going on. My focus will be taking care of my team, making sure they're safe, making sure they have what they need, and getting the work done as best we can to really get out there and knock out some jobs to get people back in their homes as quickly as possible, and to develop those relationships with people to make sure that they also have the counseling, have whatever they need with emotional and spiritual, mental support as well. That's why each of our teams always is equipped with a chaplain built into the team, so that they can help the team deal with the devastation that they're seeing, as well as the hard work that they're undergoing, as well as the homeowners and the victims, helping them in any way that will be helpful to them as well. All right, folks. So that's it. I'm going to be heading out tomorrow morning. I will be on the road. I'm going to shoot some videos as I can, but they're probably going to be just like cell phone videos. I'll give you any information I get as it comes. Right now, we're going to be southeast-ish of Pikeville is the last I've heard. Now, we were going towards Hazard, Kentucky, but then apparently that got scrapped, and the last I heard, we're heading towards Pikeville, south of Pikeville. Pikeville didn't get hit too hard, but the area south and southeast of there really got hit hard up in the mountains. So that's where it looks like we're going to be staging from, and we're going to be going to wherever we're needed. As people put in requests for assistance, we will be going out and helping those people that are most in need, people who don't have insurance, people who are disabled, people who have medical health issues. Those are going to be the first people that go right to the top of the stack, and we're going to be getting out there and helping as many of those people as possible. If you are in Eastern Kentucky, I should have said something along these lines earlier. If you're in Eastern Kentucky and you need help, please do seek out help. Ask volunteers. You may unfortunately have a volunteer point you in a direction to someone else, and that may lead you in the right direction of who to ask for help from, but it can be a very complicated process, unfortunately, until you get to the right people to ask. And so that will be getting better as the days go by here, but as everything gets established and as these joint kind of command centers get set up to really funnel in the relief workers to the right areas, and people start getting followed up with on their requests for assistance. All right, folks, if you like this video, go ahead and click on this video over here, and I'll see you over there. Otherwise, I will see you guys later whenever I can produce another video. God bless you all. Steve Poplar, out.